Against the ropes, #1.
Decision.
I'll ask you guys a question. What do you guys make of this Claressa Shields versus Laila Ali drama?
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's just like this list we were talking about. It's all pretend. It's imaginary.
Throw it out.
Throw it out.
Throw it out.
No, man. I mean, here's the thing. Unbiased opinion, because Sean knows how I feel about Claressa Shields.
I learned that last show. I learned
But
something.
unbiased
Some stuff.
opinion.
Okay.
And you guys can tell me how you feel about
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
right? There's just no level of competition for her.
Hmm.
She can claim, yeah, I won 2 gold medals and I'm undisputed in, 3 different weight classes?
You sound like me arguing
60,
against
68, 60,
Crawford.
54, right?
This is actually
There's
different.
There's a big difference. When you only have
different.
7 or 8 people in that
There
weight
is.
class,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I
And
think
so it's hard to judge. Is she really that good? Or is the
Isn't that
competition
my whole
is the
fucking
competition that
With
goddamn
it's
bad?
not the same.
It's
though.
not the
the
same,
argument is
man.
not the same. I can tell you why it's not the same if you
Tell
want.
me.
But I feel
Yes.
like if I tell you, you're gonna get very upset about it
No, tell me.
in some way because I
Tell
can see
me.
how
Yes,
passionate
man.
you are.
It's the
No,
fighter
I like
pool.
to know.
The
I
reason
don't
it's
know.
not the same is so Claressa Shields has won titles in 3 weight divisions: 154 pounds, 160, 168 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, go to BoxRec and look up how many active fighters there are in the world at 168 pounds for women. Right?
13.
The answer is
I don't know.
no. The answer is there's about 20.
What?
Of those 20, maybe 15 or 10 of them have winning records, right? And it gets, the lower you go, the more it populates. But by the time you get down to 54, there's less than 50 active women in the world, according to BoxRec. Only 25 of them have winning records. And of those, I'm talking about people who are even 1-0, right? So at the end of the day, when we talk about the level of competition that somebody has, like a Lomachenko, for instance, Lomachenko, there are 2,000 men in that division. 500 of them have winning records. Just fractionally, I'm talking mathematically, right? The level of competition is not the same. It is also not the same as lower women's weight classes. So when we were on the show, okay, one of the things I brought up was, why is Amanda Serrano left out of the GWOAT conversation?
Yeah.
And somebody pinged on the chat and said it's because the level of competition, right? And this is why I looked all this stuff up. So I looked it up, and the truth of the matter is Amanda Serrano competes in a division that has 130 women in it. 50, and not to mention she actually has won titles in 7 divisions, but her main division, featherweight, has 2.5 times the number of women competing in it. There's over 3 times the number of successful women in that division, right? So the truth of the matter is, the higher you get at the women's level in weight,
okay.
the fewer women are competing in that division, to the point where you get to a point where we're talking, just 20 women. There's only 20 women who even have winning records in that division, right? So you look at her last opponent, Claressa Shields' last opponent. You know where she's ranked on BoxRec's list? 11. 11 out of 25 women that have a winning record, right? So there's only 25 women that have a winning record. She's ranked 11th. She picked up 2 belts from that fight, right? So this is when you say like, oh, Terrence Crawford beat nobody and got belts at 140 pounds. It's not really the same thing as if somebody's going to make the argument that Claressa Shields doesn't have the level of competition that she gets to pick up 2 belts. Like, not even close to the same thing. Like, they're not even in the same stratosphere of thinking. Like, she truly is, like, I don't even buy into the argument that Amanda Serrano has weaker competition at this point. I don't buy into it. Amanda Serrano, in just one weight division, because she's in the lower weight classes, has to compete with far more women to get a title than Claressa Shields has to compete with. So, and here's the thing. Now, I want to be fair, because I don't want to sound like I'm discrediting Claressa Shields. She can only fight the best women who are there, right?
Yeah.
Like, all she can do is fight the women who are the best in that division and beat them, right? And you could say the same thing about Terrence Crawford. All he could do is fight the people who are ranked the best and win the titles. That's his responsibility. He doesn't have a job to manufacture other opponents that don't exist for him, right? All Claressa Shields can
Others do it.
Yeah, others do that. That's true. But that's not her job. Her job is to beat the opponents that are put in front of her, who are the highest ranked people that she can fight and make fights with, right? So she's doing her job, and she's doing extremely well. She's accomplished something no other woman has done, and you can't take those things away from her. But I do think it's a little bit premature to look at her as an example and say, oh, she's already the GWOAT. Amanda Serrano's out of the conversation. Amanda Serrano, I just saw a pound-for-pound list from a website that had Amanda Serrano ranked 7th. Do you believe that?
Yeah.
Ranked 7th. Do you know? Delphine Persoon was ranked 4th on that list. Do you guys remember Delphine Persoon?
She beat Katie Taylor.
Okay. A lot of people feel like she beat Katie Taylor. Here's the truth.
The one women's boxing fight I did see that year.
Delphine Persoon has only fought one time out of her native country, and it was when she fought Katie Taylor in the United States. That's the only time she's ever fought out, and out of a division that has less than 200 people competing, right? So how many? You think all the best people in the world live in her country? No. She's beating right. She's beating women on the low end of the spectrum. So the truth is, Delphine Persoon, because she had a competitive fight with Katie Taylor, was now ranked number 4 pound for pound for women, over Amanda Serrano, who has 7 titles or 9 total titles in 7 weight divisions, right? So this is why it's completely subjective. Somebody thought for whatever reason, because recently she had a competitive fight with Katie Taylor, therefore she belongs at number 4. You know, I'm not on that boat, you know, I'm not there. And I think Claressa is, you know, right now, I think her resume doesn't equate to what Amanda Serrano has accomplished, and her accomplishments don't equate to it.
Exactly. I mean, even if you look at middleweight for females right now, there's only 3 fighters that have double-digit wins. That's it, man. That have 10 or more wins. 3 fighters. So, I mean, there's really, that's why I said you got to weigh it out. Is she that good, or is there really nobody there for her to give her that competition?
Stax is going to go repeat all the stuff I just said tomorrow as if he did all that research himself.
Bullshit.
I mean, that's one of the reasons Laila Ali went on record and said that she retired, because there was not enough competition, right? I mean, obviously we won't know unless they fight, which, and it might not happen. But I mean, seeing the eye test, who do you guys see has more skills, Ali or Shields?
I don't know. That's hard to say. See, my favorite fighter back then was actually Ann Wolfe, right? Yeah. Even still, I love watching old clips of Ann Wolfe, and I had always hoped that I would get to see her and Laila Ali fight. And that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Laila Ali retired. So you could say the level of competition is not there, but I feel like Ann Wolfe was on the table, or still there. You know what I mean? And that didn't happen. So, but I would favor Ann Wolfe over almost anybody.
Michael, you already know I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo Estrada. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.